So, what is up, Rioxzonators? Anyways, today I thought we'd try out a new game. You know what? I've heard a lot of good things about Baldur's Gate 3, and I just wanted to check it out and see if it was the Game of the Year worthy game, or Game of the Year worthy. You know what? I feel like this has the potential to live up to the hype, and be a very good game, and I feel like we can have fun with it. Anyways, I lied. Genshin Impact is actually the best game on the market right now, and it should have won Game of the Year. It got robbed. It got snubbed by Baldur's Gate 3. I'm definitely not being held at gunpoint right now. Anyways, excuse my voice. I was coming off of a really terrible illness, and thank you for the kind words for those that send those out, by the way. Anyways, if you aren't living under a rock, you probably heard of the game Baldur's Gate 3. And if you haven't really looked into Baldur's Gate 3 or really don't know what it basically is a D&D style game where you basically have turn-based combat, which everyone loves, and have to roll a dice for literally every life choice that you make in the game. That was the extent of my knowledge heading to this game, and I didn't really know what to expect, so I was sort of excited to jump in and find out why Baldur's Gate 3 was such a highly regarded game, why it won Game of the Year. Was it the turn-based combat? Was it the fact that, you have so much freedom when it comes to choices in the game? Or maybe it is perhaps the... Anyways, it's about time we hop into Baldur's Gate 3. Enjoy the video! As soon as we load into the game, we are immediately met with a cutscene. Before we do any character creation or anything, we're just met with this cutscene with friggin' Squidward over here, friggin' playing with his little tadpoles. First impressions from this first cutscene is, what I noticed is the graphics. The graphics are just insane. Just visual quality. Spider-Man 2 ain't got nothing on this. We were also treated with this pretty intense moment right off the gate. Oh my god! Oh! Oh! What the hell are you? Is that the Shadow Man? As soon as we got out of that intense cutscene, we immediately hopped straight into the character customization, which took me about 25 minutes to get through because there's so much character customization in this game that it literally, you can spend an entire day in here, I feel like, if you wanted to. But after a while, I decided I wanted to be a Chinese monk, who we named Master Shifu. We also had to customize our paralysis demon for some reason, and I decided to model mine after Jimin from BTS. After that, we were thrown into another cutscene where I forgot that we were playing Baldur's Gate 3 and thought this was Skyrim for a second. And then before we knew it, we were in the game, ready to take on Baldur's Gate 3. Alright, goddamn Power Ranger right now. What the hell? Oh, what the hell, boy? In the first few seconds of the game, we met this spicy Latina. I think her name was Lizelle, but I like to call her Mark Zuckerberg's sister. Get it? Because she looks like a lizard. Either way, she immediately tried to dom me, which I did not like because I'm vanilla, baby. After that, we immediately got our first taste of combat, which I absolutely sucked at because I forgot how turn-based combat games work. Some of that both have. What it is. I don't know what it is. What am I doing? Eventually, we figured it out, and were able to get past that first fight, which felt good. After that, we made it to this room with a bunch of enemies, who we made quick work of using our martial arts skills. We then found this half-elf named Shadowheart who was trapped in this pod, and at that moment I decided to help her, even though Miss Dami Mommy did not want me to. We then got our first skill check, which was for Wisdom, where I questioned if Master Shifu is actually Asian because he had a -1 intelligence. We passed. We then had to roll another dice for Wisdom, which we easily passed. And then we were able to save Shadowheart. Finally. It was at this point where I decided I was going to romance Shadowheart instead of Miss Dami Mommy, mainly because she was less mean to me. I later found out that everyone and their mother literally romances Shadowheart. But that's okay, because I'm vanilla, baby. The Shadow Man then tried to help me escape the ship. I don't know why. I thought he captured me or something. After a fair bit of fighting, we got to the control panel where we got cutscene and then somehow fell out of the ship. where we woke up on the beach, completely unharmed somehow, and alive? Either way, we survived, and it was time for us to explore Baldur's Gate. She dead? She was not dead, which was good news, because I did not want to be stuck romancing that spicy Latina woman. We then ran into these brain creatures, which we made quick work of because I was getting a hang of how the combat system worked and was starting to enjoy it. We also then got a level up after the fight, which I got to take a look at the level up system, which confuses me and still confuses me. We then continued to explore the beach and ended up running to this interesting survivor who, I'll just let it play.
I've got one of those brain things called in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb bore. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
Bro tried to freaking kill me. And I don't know what's up with everyone in Baldur's Gate. Why is everyone trying to freaking kill me? Anyways, he ended up joining our party, but I didn't want to hang out with someone to try to kill me, so I sent him back to the camp. During this gameplay, I ended up taking some cough syrup because I was literally dying, but yeah. After that point, we didn't really make it far because the cough syrup started to hit, and yeah. Well, I'm gonna pause here because I am literally about to freaking die. I'm gonna literally about to fall asleep. I just took a cough syrup because I'm still coughing, but yeah, I'm gonna have to end this.
Man, I'm dead.
Something I realized early in the day too was in my cough-filled cough syrup coma, I forgot to save. So we had to replay through half of the first act again. Alright, by the way, I forgot to save when I logged off yesterday, so yeah, we killed this little mind flare guy, and anyways, we wandered down a little bit further down the beach, and we found this guy who was stuck in a hole. His name was Gale, and yeah, he seemed pretty cool, so I added him to the party. We later then ran into this demon-looking guy who tried to block us from crossing the border. I have experience in that. Either way, a group of goblins decided to attack while we were trying to cross, so yeah, we had to deal with that real quick. The demon-looking guy then let us in for helping him deal with that goblin raid, and we decided to explore their little village a little bit. Our main quest was there, but then I got completely sidetracked and decided to explore for no reason at all. Just had a random desire to go explore. We then ran back into the spicy Latina woman again, and she was trapped, so we had to go save her. But she tried to sort of like force me into trying to save her and like dom me into doing it. So yeah, I didn't really like that because
I'm vanilla, baby.
Either way, we convinced our captors that spicy Latina women are too dangerous to deal with, and they gladly left us alone.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Say please.
Never.
It was at this point where I tried to freaking figure out how to get her down, and it took me a solid like 5 minutes to try and to figure out that I needed to break the freaking platform under her with bow or a magic spell. So yeah, that was fun. She then proceeded to insult me, which I did not like. So yeah, I regretted my decision already. Either way, I decided to keep her in the party mainly because I needed a sword user, and we didn't have that yet, so I kept her. I continued to venture throughout the forest and found these people trying to save this guy, this small guy dying on the ground, and I tried to help, but he ended up dying anyway. And they thought I was Jesus or something, which I told them I was, mainly because I didn't want to fight them, and yeah, I tried to avoid conflict as much as possible, which is something you may find apparent throughout this video. We then ran into this goblin outpost, and of course I tried to avoid conflict, so we were able to persuade them to let us in and that we belonged there. We also convinced this other pair of goblins to let this guy who they tied to a windmill and had them spinning around, that we convinced them to let him go, and yeah. The more I watched this back, the more I realized that I was basically playing like a pacifist the entire game. Gale then informed me that he had a severe case of ligma, and I just told him a cool story, bro, and moved on. We then ran into Shrek, who I convinced now works for us, and he gave me this horn, so whenever I needed to call him, I could do that with the horn. I also then got sidetracked again and decided, I probably should do the main quest, and teleported back to the camp that we saved earlier, and they showed us to this weird friggin' druid area where we try to find a healer. We then ran into Anakin Skywalker, who was actively trying to execute a child, but we convinced them not to because that's not cool, bro, and you'd probably be cancelled. We then found the healer that we were looking for, who wasn't much help because she told us that we should probably go end ourselves, and that the person that could actually help us was imprisoned in a goblin camp somewhere, so yeah, we had to go save him. This woman was useless. We then traveled to the goblin camp, where we were met by this guard at the front gate who told us that we should leave. But I was able to convince him that we should go in. Not before this very interesting moment, however.
Celebrating a raid, we are. Nice to have this across the mug. Ought to do it. Whatever calls you. I can't believe you did it! You stupid idiot!
Yo, so we rubbed some donkey dookie on our face, but it was worth it because I didn't have to fight anyone at that point. And besides, Odell Beckham Jr. likes that stuff anyway, and Odell Beckham Jr. is the coolest NFL player I know. After a couple more charisma checks, we were free to walk into the prison without any problems and go look for the guy that we were looking for. We then found these goblins messing around with this cave bear. We decided to help him because it was pretty obvious that this guy was the guy that we were looking for because we were looking for a druid, and druids often transform into animals. So yeah, we then proceeded to make quick work of the goblins that were in the room, and we were getting the hang of the combat, and it was actually starting to get really fun, and I was really enjoying the combat at that point. And it turns out my theory was correct, as after the battle, this guy, the bear turned into this guy, and told us about some night watchtower or something that we needed to go find. Basically, this guy was also useless and couldn't help us from dying, but he asked us to kill all the goblin leaders in the prison, which I agreed to because, why did I agree to this again? Either way, we had to go rest because I was out of hit points, and the spicy Latina woman tried to kill me. And then our dream was rudely interrupted by the paralysis demon that I decided to create at the start of the video. I then talked to Shadowheart about these freaking paralysis demons, and then I continued to romance her at that point. I then proceeded to help the cave bear go and take out all the goblin leaders, which took a while. By the way, I did end up taking out Gale and putting in Asterion because Gale kind of sucked. Anyways, after a few good attempts and a solid amount of dying, we were eventually able to take out all the goblin leaders. And the Halcyon character asked us to go celebrate with him back at the little grove area that we found earlier. We may have a deadly tadpole in our head, but, you know what? Who's gonna turn down an opportunity to party, you know? Well, me, of course, because I got sidetracked and decided to do the main quest again. Anyways, we found this random guy in the back rooms who decided to teleport us to his house. Yeah. He then tried to feed us, but I was sort of skeptical because stranger danger and whatnot. And I was sort of right to be skeptical because this happened.
Are you not
What the hell? That's right, he turned into a US politician. I decided I didn't want to mess with that right now, so I decided to teleport back to the camp and talk to Halcyon about that party he was talking about. It was not soon after that I found myself walking around my camp and in the middle of a party. I was not expecting it to just sort of happen. I then decided to go around and talk to my camp members and see how they were doing. First one I talked to was Gale. He said he wanted to show me a magic trick. He definitely wanted to have sex with me or something, so I said no. Yeah, I don't really sleep with men, so yeah, unless your name is Jungkook. The spicy Latina woman also wanted a piece of me, which I declined. She was not happy about that, but I declined. And yeah, for a solid second, I literally thought she was about to curb stomp me. Asterion told me about his dead grandpa or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to him. And Shadowheart wanted to share a drink with me late at night, which I accepted because, yeah, she's not a spicy Latina woman who wants to curb stomp me.
Everyone seems to be in high spirits.
Yearn? What is that?
Strange. You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
Yourself. Char. I don't know. Me? Tell me.
Your words, not mine. But not what I mean. I mean, desperate people. Like those refugees.
Yeah,
That's more easily said by some than others. But nobody's here to debate right from wrong. Share a bottle with me?
I'd be glad to.
We should wait a little while. Until the others have drifted off.
Quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. Though you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone. There is one who yearns for you in the dark. Who will you seek?
Anyways, long story short, we were able to successfully riz up Shadowheart. And for you guys that are wondering how I did that, let me give you a live demonstration. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second, night after night, I'll be lopping you like 7 days a week. In either case, we continued to go through this cutscene, and it was actually quite a long cutscene. I actually don't know why it was so long. Anyways, finally, this happened.
She trails off. You read an invitation in her eyes.
Kiss her. Kiss her!
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Yeah. Anyways, after that, Halcyon told us, yeah, that how to get to the Moondark Tower finally, and what to do, and yeah, back to main quest. The spicy Latina woman also revealed that she had a crush on me for some reason, even though she was trying to crush me the entire time we've been together. Yeah, I don't swing that way because
I'm vanilla, baby.
But you have stoked fires I didn't know I possessed. I swear, you would tear the horns off one dragon for plunging into another.
Hold on,
Isn't it obvious? I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, do you?
I think I've been wanting a hot.
No. I just wanted to see how you felt after the night we spent together. When we talked and kissed.
Anyways, we obviously rejected the spicy Latina woman and went for Shadowheart instead because, yeah, Shadowheart doesn't want to crush my soul. Anyways, I found this to be a good place to end, and yeah. Anyways, after our first gameplay of Baldur's Gate 3, I can safely say that this game did in fact deserve to win Game of the Year. One of the first things that stand out to you when you enter Baldur's Gate 3 is how visually pleasing the graphics are, how stunning the visuals are in terms of the scenery and stuff, and how good the game looks. That's the first impression that you get from hopping into the game. The turn-based combat system is really well done. I don't know what makes this like different. You know, it's very similar to a lot of turn-based combat games that I played in the past, but There's something about this game that this game adds something to it that just I don't know, it just makes it like super fun. And finally, the story itself is really well done. I don't all the characters in the game, they feel like actual like characters and not just like some random NPC that you have to like force yourself to care about. You know, all these characters have different personalities, and you know, it really shows when you play in the game. And you know, all the choices that you make, you know, it affects how they see you. And you know, when you're walking around, you know, all the characters, they have conversations with each other, and you know, they're just not just like walking around, following you around. They have actual like real conversations with each other. And I feel like that's where the game shines. The friggin' story is really well done, and I feel like all the characters, they feel like they were alive. If I had to give Baldur's Gate 3 a rating, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Because it's that good. So I lied. Genshin Impact will always be the #1 game, and Baldur's Gate deserves a 0 out of 10 because Genshin Impact #1.
You make me feel special.